Hello again. It's me, Jocie P, and this is going to be one of the new reformatted or whatever sessions or segments, and this is going to be one of the longer ones because I am actually talking about Dungeons and Dragons. I'm a big Dungeons and Dragons fan. Actually, I'm about to start a campaign, and I want to talk about or make the first episode about my favorite topic, and that's the arcane spellcaster. But I want to do it for the sake of players like me. Now, I don't mean the whole trans thing. I mean players like me, as in players who love complex, quirky, different characters that the DM just looks at your stack of books and is like, shakes their head and face palms. Give you an example. This might not be unreasonable for a character of mine. Now, right now, the character I'm making actually got this here. Show you kind of what I'm playing from in my coming up campaign, and give you an example of like my rough draft character sheet that got everything but my spells on it. But so what I'm going to talk about is, as a player, discuss a little bit about being a player like me and why I think this way and why I play this way. And as a DM, because I have DM'd and I have had other players do this, discussing how to handle players like me. And not just shake your head and try to figure out what the hell. Now, I'd like to clearly point out I'm not a Tuk Tuk or a Puck Puck, pardon. I am not a Munchkin. All my characters' backstories and everything tie in with everything I do. So why all the books? Well, I'm a bit of a flavorist. My character has to have a flavor fitting for the character. So, best example is I was playing a transmuter, a specialist mage or specialist wizard. Sorry, let's stop. A specialist wizard under the transmutation school. So what does that mean? Well, that means I'm going to focus on transmutation spells. I have to bar. Sorry, I'm trying to think because I always do with the addition. I have to bar one school to get more spells in the transmutation. They have bonuses and stuff. Ooh, big deal. Now that's all fun and games, but I take a class feature, and those of you who haven't played 3.5, who don't know what class features are, let me find the class feature I'm talking about too. Open up the right book. I have a lot of these memorized, I won't lie. Da-da-da. Yeah, I should have had all this marked first. I know. So what? Sue me. So I will take the class feature here. If you can see this at all. Focus Specialist. Now, what that does, that gives me even more spells at a reduction of 2 more schools of magic. That takes me down to 5 schools allowed for my character. See, but that's not good enough for me. As a transmuter, I went to the Unearthed Arcana book. If you're not familiar with that, that's experimental rules done at the end of 3.5, or in my opinion, were experimental. I don't know if that's the exact premise, but Unearthed Arcana has rules for switching out alternate class feats for more specialization in your school style. The thing is, beyond that, I refuse, if I'm playing a specialist, I refuse, even if I'm cross-class, to take spells of other schools. So I'm playing a transmuter, I'm only going to have transmuter spells. And the character that I'm discussing here was Wuxian Mage, and all my spells were transmutation. So that was a feat in itself. And how did I do it? Well, books. As you saw, I lifted up a stack of books. Now, like in this pile alone, the ones I'm using for the character, not the character I'm talking about, but the character I'm doing now, I have 3 books: Complete Mage, Complete Arcane, Tome of Magic, because I'm playing a Binder Wuxian, Wuxian being my favorite class. But for that character, I even went into third-party books, and this is prime example. I actually bought this book for that character. just so I had the transmutation spells to fill them out. I even went into some pervy books, like a book that actually has a lot of heat that it takes. It's a web book I bought. It's on my computer. That was called Blue Magic. Now, the reason why it was a web book is the company, Mongoose Games, who sold it. It was sexual. It was sexual magics and stuff. But some of the spells, the character was literally based on charisma based, like I always do. Yes, I always do charisma based characters. I don't care how much of a stereotype that makes me. I like diplomacy more than anything. I play passive and pacifistic characters. But no, charisma based character, the ability to enhance my bust came in handy. The ability to hypnotize an opponent by making them stare at my rear came in handy. Stuff like that. Well, I didn't actually take that out for an enchanter. A whole different character. But, thing is, I had to go and I scoured something like 3 Relics and Rituals books. That book I just showed you, another book by the Legends and Layers, which, honestly, Fantasy Flight, they did a good job on these. Dragon Magic, Magic of the Arcane, Complete Mage, Complete Arcane, Core Books, Spell Compendium. I mean, I went through everything, found every transmutation spell I could find, and just took transmutation. And you know what? It turned out fun. Character ended up getting brutally killed because somehow she became the party leader and decided to sacrifice herself to defend her teammates. Quite heroic for a mage. Well, she didn't get killed. She got saved at the last minute, but DM didn't want us to go into an area, and they had some quite hard enemies for us to face. But, being transmuter and having out specialization, I built my character up to do this. Now, what's my suggestion? Why am I talking about all of this? And, what's my suggestion to players about this? Have your backstory ready. You're going to do something long and complex and intricate. Make sure it fits in flavor-wise. Don't be a Mary Sue. Yes, I'm saying don't be Mary Sue in a role-playing game. You're not writing a bad fanfic. Just remember that. Have a backstory ready. Have your character in mind. If your character is going to be insanely brave, like my Amazonian-like character, actually, she was the equivalent of Spartan using the Relics and Rituals Olympus book. They have the Spartan-based race in there. She was that. So she was brave. She was never going back down. That's actually one of the race's flaws. But if you're doing this, make sure that the character fits. Make sure the character backstory fits the character. And don't build the backstory to the sheet. Build the sheet to the backstory. So, like for instance, I have a Wujin. His whole thing is studying ancient arts and secrets of magic. She's going to be extremely secretive. She's going to be peaceful and pacifistic. So what am I doing with her? Well, I took a combined class. I actually went on to a website. Check this website out. It's Giants on the Playground. Google it. I don't know the actual URL. Or Giants in the Playground. They have a great forum for D&D 3.5, 4.0, and all that. Well, I went on there. It's like, I don't want to play Illusion Warlock. I want to play something else. What should I do? We have a Paladin Freedom in our group. We have a Ranger in our group. This is the theme I have for the character. I actually did this long, lengthy explanation. I want the character to study the secrets of magic. To be kind of this mysterious figure, to fit what a Wujin is. Plus some. I want to take a hybrid dual class prestige layer on. Like one of the ones where it's like, plus 1 level in arcane, plus 1 level in whatever second class magic type it is. And I want it to be, I don't know why my cats are acting so rambunctious right now. Yeah, Teddy? Anyways, ignoring my cat. Um, I want to fit the Paladin Freedom slash Ranger. Oh, in the campaign we're doing, it has to be cross class, first level cross or second level cross class. So we have a Paladin Ranger, and I want to Paladin's Paladin Freedom. So I want to fit to the cat good alignment. So what did I do? I went through and made the character a cat a good warlock, and I was like, this character doesn't feel like what I want to try. My roommate's like, we'll do something else. My roommate's my DM. I was like, oh, okay. So I started flipping through this. There's 3 classes in this, and they're all really cool. I mean, they're all magic based. I mean, I've shown this book before. You got the binding magic. You've got the page with a picture. Doesn't help if I just flip open to text and you can't see. You got your shadow magic, and you got your true speech magic. So I said I want to do one of these as a cross class. True speaker, I was going to go into a 5-level prestige, which was the geometer, which is all about basically mathematical equations or geometrical equations for how to design spells so they're easier to record, which I like. But the other 2 had specific classes, Necromancer and Anima Mage. Regardless, my regret though was Anima Mage has a level alignment. Well, so I went to the forums. I was like, said everything. It's like, okay, what do I do? I want to play these, or these are the 4 ideas I have, one of which I already created a character sheet for. What should I do? Yeah, I explained my only reason for the binder one was alignment restriction because I wanted to do the prestige class to go with it. So I wasn't losing too much, and the forums actually had the best answer possible. Do binder, but there's an adaptation in the book. Talk to your DM about that. So I did. I went to my DM and was like, look, I don't want to be anything but good. I want to be cat good. But this prestige class normally only allows not good. Is there a way I can use the adaptation and actually ask the vestige for help? Now the DM just answered yes because he didn't want to do the problem. This is where I'm going into the DM side of things. DMs, read the backstory. That could mean the difference between like a puck kind of character, Munchkin, or actually a role played out character. Is read the backstories, read the character sheets, know what you're getting into, and do have the resources on hand. I'm going to use this book as an example. This book has been the dread of so many DMs because they refuse to read it. If I want to make a character from them, they're like, oh, okay, whatever. We'll just throw 1 or 2 enemies in the world and maybe a few crystal-like structures. Incarnum doesn't work if you're not expecting Incarnum. If you don't know Incarnum, like, oh, I make magic items. Ooh. Like, some of the spells will be like, oh, no, like I almost took an Incarnum spell as a warlock, or with the warlock set up, and my cats are getting really annoying. Called Drain Incarnum. I was actually looking forward to that. I thought, wait, it's not going to do anything. I'm not pulling Incarnum from the opponents. A little bit of wisdom drain, yeah, but the DM wasn't going to be prepared for it. I wasn't going to force my DM, who has this wonderful idea for a campaign, by the way, to shoehorn Incarnum into the series or into the campaign, or dragons. DMs. Almost every player at one point in their life are going to want to play a dragon-themed character. Make sure they have a good reason why, and make sure they're not breaking the rules. But read it. Read the flavor. Read the rules. Read the backstory. And if it's something that is odd that your character, that makes the character special snowflake, don't disregard it. See how it fit in the world and see if it will fit, or if it's just a player trying to be a Mary Sue or anti-Sue or whatever aspect of Mary Sue that they can. And this is kind of important for D&D players and DMs alike because a lot of times the players don't realize they're writing a bad fanfic. A lot of times the players or the DMs let it slide. It's both of your jobs to kind of realize. Now, I'm not saying cater to the player, but I am saying, sorry, readjusting, or readjusting my seat. I am saying that, know your characters. Like if they're playing an Asian character, or probably I shouldn't say Asian, should say Oriental on that. If they're playing an Oriental character, like they're playing Illusion or something. Do have an idea of what the East is like in your world. Don't ignore it because that player's going to be confused. I asked my DM if I could be a Sparrow clan. If I could use the Rakugan clans. Now, as a DM, my DM looked it over and was like, yeah, the rules seem fair. I was like, well, what's Asia like in your world? He's like, oh, I don't know. He's like, oh, come on, man. You're killing me here. Have a little bit of idea. Because honestly, I will play... Hold on. Guys! My cats are fighting. They never fight. So I'm going to have to cut this short here soon. But no, I was going to play a snake clan and retheme it to be spider. Because a large number of the snake clan eventually went to the spider clan when the spider clan was formed in the Shadowlands in Rakugan history. Or Legend of Five Rings history. But this isn't a Legend of Five Rings campaign. So yeah, I could theme it along the same way. I could even call it the same thing. And that's one thing players do realize. This isn't the campaign for that world. But also realize there's no copywriting D&D campaigns. So yeah, don't be afraid to call a hero like, Major Glory or something like that if you're playing a superhero campaign, for instance. But just understand, Gandalf's term Gandalf being a character who bases their character off a famous character and names of that famous character are not as fun as they seem. So I'd start realizing, wait, fanfic versus game. And my friend not having the Asian culture fleshed out, I decided not to take a clan. Because honestly, I was going to take a clan just to get the way of feet for them. And with Sparrow, the way of gives me a lot of knowledge bonuses and walking encyclopedia and stuff like that, which fits into my playstyle, but doesn't fit into the campaign world. So then anyways, off of that side tangent and divergent, I'm a prepared spellcaster player. My characters prepare. Why do I play prepared spellcasters almost exclusively? You're looking at, this isn't even a third of my books. I mean, that whole top shelf over there, you can see if I move my head. I'm like, that's all role-playing books. I have some scattered throughout the house too. And that doesn't include ones that I don't have on my computer. Not 20 gigs of role-playing books, but we won't go into that for 3.5 edition and Pathfinder. I swear I'm buying them all when I get a chance in money and space. I just use them for reference. You didn't hear anything. But that as said, going through everything, if you're going to bring a stack of books this big to the desk, make sure you have a reason why. And on top of that, I need to stop getting under the light. But on top of that, if you're going to do this, take a suggestion I'm about to do actually. I'm going to run through, and every spell I do, I'm actually taking a binder. I've got some arts and craft skills. I mean, again, look back into my office. You can see my sewing machine. Obviously, I do arts and crafts. Actually, I do cosplay and stuff. I'm going to take a binder, probably a 5-inch, if not a 3-inch, do up the cover and all that stuff, and actually make my spell book. This will be great because I'll be able to write my spells. I'll be able to write. Oh my God, my dog's chasing my cat. I'll be able to write. I'll be able to write the spells down. I'll be able to write the. Yes, puppy. I see you. I'll be able to write the vestiges and all that stuff that I'm going to be using because I'm going through vestige focus. My spirits and all that. Everything that has to be done and known for my character is going to be in that spell book. So it's a good suggestion for you. You know, just guys. Also, another good use for my book. Sorry about that. The two cats are fighting. The dog's trying to break it up. They never fight. They're best of friends. So that's kind of funny. Not really, but so. Anyways, do that. Get yourself a binder. Get clear sleeves so you can pull them out when you're done with that character. If you're going to do another prepared caster, and play, you know, with it as your spell book. You get a new spell, you put them in the binder. And you go on, you write them in the sheets, you know, even stylize your sheets, have fun with it. Get a little bit into the LARPing of it, you know, into the role playing of it. It will save you from having to carry this around from session to session. Any rules you need to know, your meta magic feats, all that. Probably the best way you can do a prepared spellcaster in the same style as I do. Have your backstory ready, as I said, and of course, DMs, read through your opponent or your players' characters, know what they have, and know their backstory. And another thing I would suggest, actually, Star Trek campaign I was just in this weekend, really highlighted this idea. DMs might be a good idea to have character sheets on the computer. So for a quick reference, like I know a lot of really wonderful websites that give you great character sheets. One that gives you like a 14-page character sheet if you care about detail like me. Find those are really easy to find. I'm pretty sure Giants on the Playground has them. Check them out and have a record of your player's character sheet on the computer. And actually, the game master for Star Trek campaign I was just in actually went to everyone and did their sheets with them, so he actually was putting them on the computer while he was doing them. And my cats keep on going up. Well, that should be enough for that. I hope I helped you, informed you. Y'all have a great day and enjoy.